Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening. Welcome into Thursday Night Gridiron on the Sports Insanity Network YouTube page. I'm Mike Rickett, joined by Lawrence Patchman Lang. Patchy, what's going on, buddy?
It's been a very rough week for the Patchman between work and a few personal matters, but we're going to try to let that go tonight. And we're here to talk some football, so I'm ready for that. And also, I'm in the beautiful northern light atmospheres of northern Alaska.
Yeah, that's true. You're in the northern lights of Alaska. You have Let It Go, like the Frozen song.
Yeah, I'm in a T-shirt, and I'm not cold, so you know what?
Dude,
it is beautiful
T-shirt
right
and
now.
shorts all day.
If I could pull off the shorts year-round, I could do it. But, when your legs get cold and, the condition that I have affects your bones a little bit, you want the jeans just to protect your legs.
See, my goal most years is to go the shorts all the way until Thanksgiving.
So better yet, you're that one guy that, like in high school, would show up year-round in shorts and not
I would love to be that side story, and then we'll dive into the pregame show. I went to college at SUNY Oswego.
Yes.
The Sunday before Thanksgiving, my junior year, I was in shorts watching football with some of the boys. And we go get dinner, and I see it snowing out. And I was very much tempted to go get dinner in shorts. I did not do it. Do I regret it? Not really.
So I got something beat off that a couple years, like when I was like maybe 13 or 14. Now I'm 28 going on 29 this coming January. We got snow one day and ice. And the next day it was like 40 degrees outside. And I'm just like, I'm putting on shorts. I'm going out to shovel. My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, putting on shorts. I'm going to shovel. Okay, whatever. Don't complain. Don't come back in 5 minutes saying you're cold. And I stayed out there shoveling. I went back in when I was done.
Yeah.
It's the cold-blooded atmosphere being a January, baby.
It's also all about comfortability. It's comfortability.
Do what's right for you, people. If you're told you can't wear it anyways. What the hell?
This has been our TED Talk. Wear shorts when you can.
This has been Rifkin and Patchman TED Talk. Wear shorts when you want to. Who cares what people say? Let's get to some football.
Let's get to football. We have Thursday night football, NFC South showdown, Falcons at the Panthers. Both teams coming off of losses last week. They played each other 2 weeks ago. We'll dive into that in a few minutes. But last week, the Falcons hosted the Chargers. They fell 20-17. Justin Herbert, 245 yards, a touchdown and interception. Austin Eckler, 2 touchdowns, one rushing, one receiving for the Chargers. For the Atlanta Falcons, Marcus Mariota, 153 total yards. Cordell Patterson returned to the lineup. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. So let's just go through last week before we dive into this game, because I think the story of the Falcons season, Patch, has been we don't expect much from them, yet they've been very competitive in all of their games for the most part.
Yeah, we look at the Falcons as I'll say the Jets and the Giants. The Jets and Giants are playing competitive football. Hang on one second.
They're playing competitive football.
Yeah, they're playing competitive football. Mama Patch just came in the house, asked me a question. I'm like, hang on, doing a show. Talk to you in a minute. So, and I heard her laughing because I said Mama Patch and she interrupting us. But cheers to Mama Patch. But but like I say, the Falcons are like the Giants and the Jets right now. They're playing competitive football, and you know what? If they win a football game, they win the football game. But if they lose it, at least they're being competitive. Hey, you lose 3 to the Chargers. That's pretty damn impressive, considering Justin Herbert and company. So, shout out to the Falcons for that. They just can't get over that hump where they can get a win streak going.
And here's the thing: as we head into this game, both teams are still alive in the NFC South because, quite frankly, no one wants to win this division. And if I'm being honest with the viewers, the Falcons should be in first place, if not for an egregious roughing the passer call on Grady Jarrett because he tackled Tom Brady. So the Falcons are right there, playing better, I think, than anyone expected, because I was not expecting much out of Marcus Mariota. I don't think this team is that good, but here they are at 4-5, heading into this game, with a real chance here in the NFC South. So kudos to the job Arthur Smith has done. The best job Arthur's done since the Arthur TV show got canceled. But,
well, hey, memories from the childhood, now a memory that is now classified as obsolete. It is now going to be deleted.
It's been deleted.
It's been deleted.
Speaking of delete, great segue, because the Panthers wish last Sunday's game would be deleted. They fell 42-21 to the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, 215 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 211 total yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 1 receiving. Baker Mayfield came in place of P.J. Walker, who had thrown 2 interceptions. Mayfield, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. P.J. Walker is supposed to get the start tonight with Baker Mayfield backing him up. Sam Darnold was activated off IR this week. So the musical chairs of quarterback play in Carolina has continued. Darnold hasn't played this year. He has an ankle, but here's the thing, and we could talk about, we could segue this into the Panthers quarterback talk. The Panthers were heavy on Deshaun Watson during the offseason. I think before all the known stuff that's come out since, they were heavy.
Before news came out.
Before the news came out,
they were heavily favored to get the man from Houston.
Yeah, so they didn't do that. They want to land a big quarterback. They couldn't land any of them. They wound up trading for Baker Mayfield. And I don't want to call it an abject failure, but it just hasn't worked. Whatever the reason, whether it was Matt Rule, whether it was Baker, whether it was a combination of both, the Panthers are still looking for that franchise quarterback. And to be frank, I don't know if any of these 3 guys are on it, because Sam Darnold's seeing ghosts. P.J. Walker was sensational a couple of weeks ago against the Falcons. Then he puts out a performance like he does Sunday. And Baker's a roller coaster. And I think at the end of the day, that's who he is. But this game on Sunday against the Bengals, that's a case in point. Like, the Bengals are coming off a bad Monday night loss to the Browns. The Panthers, okay, maybe they can keep it tight, and you blink, it's 28-0 Bengals in the second quarter.
Well, Mr. Mixon was mixing things up.
He mixed it up real good.
He mixed it up, and I think basically won whoever had him in fantasies game of the week.
Actually, no, he didn't, because shout out Tom of the network Wishbone Shotgun. Tom had Joe Mixon. He still lost in our league.
Oh, is that in on the sleeper league?
He lost. So.
You know what? I'm at the point where I think I'm just gonna have draft picks forever, because my team just can't. My draft pick, I can't do nothing in that league. I'll add people, drop people. I'll try different lineups, and then it's just crumble. I'm like, you know what? Can we just have a redraft? And then there's just me with all the draft picks going forward. I want a redraft in that. I demand a redraft.
We have fun with that league, but
I demand a recount.
Stop the vote.
Stop the vote. It's already over.
Oh my God, it's like the Simpsons meme. Stop, he's already dead.
That's my team in sleeper. Stop, it's already dead.
It's true. I beat you last week.
Yeah. At least there's hope in the network league on Yahoo show. There's hope
Yeah,
in
there's
that
no
one.
money in that. No.
There's bragging rights in that league.
There's bragging rights.
As long as we all do better than certain people that are in there that won't be named.
Yeah. Be better than the Panthers at 2-7, but the Panthers, they're still going to search for that franchise quarterback. At the trade deadline, they move on from Christian McCaffrey for draft picks. Then it was rumored they're going to move on from Brian Burns and DJ Moore, and they don't move those guys because they held on, and they, from what reporters have said, significant interest. So that did not happen. So it's interesting. I think the Panthers are one of those teams that could be really fascinating. Come draft time and come free agency, what quarterback do they go after? Do they make a Jimmy Garoppolo play? Is that a guy they find interesting? Do they draft a guy? What franchise-altering quarterback could be available? So the Panthers, they're still in search of their franchise guy. Falcons also, Mariota feels like a stopgap. So two teams in the division who are still searching for that core. I think the ironic thing about the NFC South, and Pat, you could tell me if I'm right. Think about it after this year. Tom Brady's a free agent with the Bucs, and I'm crossing my fingers that he just retires finally.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints don't know who the answer is at quarterback yet. They were hoping it was James. He got hurt. And then the Falcons and the Panthers. Here we are. So we could be in a division where all four teams next year have no idea what their quarterback situation is going to look like.
It might be the NFC South rookie year next year, where they all just go out and just get quarterbacks and say, hey, we're just going to hit Control-Alt-Delete here and reset ourselves with quarterbacks.
The fact that we used a Simpsons meme and hey, now I'm thinking of Krusty the Clown. So, hey, kids.
Hey, kids, the South is terrible.
Yeah. So, as mentioned, these two teams played just about 11 days ago. It saw the Falcons win 37-34 in overtime in what was an awesome game. The Falcons were up 34-28 with I think around 30 seconds left, and then PJ Walker nails DJ Moore 62 yards. And then DJ Moore gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for taking off his helmet in the end zone. They miss the extra point. Game goes to overtime. The Falcons win in overtime. That game was for first place of the division.
To me, come on, taking the helmet off is just.
It's a BS rule. It's a bad call.
It is because you take it off and you're excited. You took it off. Okay, it happens. We saw with Diggs when the Vikings won in overtime against the Saints, and there's no flag called because of course it's a game-winning touchdown. It's over, but still what's the rule? As you take your helmet off the end zone, the play is negated and you have to redo the play. Imagine that.
I mean. Football is an emotional game. Why are we taking away the emotion? DJ Moore was pumped. He just scored a touchdown in the last minute to tie the game, potentially give his team the lead. And the Zebras got to make it about themselves and throw the flag. It's just it's an atrocity out here.
It boils down to, once again, we joke that the NFL is the no fun league.
It's not. It is the no fun league.
Yeah, we're in a league where okay, we don't see in baseball someone hits a walk-off home run, they throw the bat up in the air and it's like, oh no, foul ball, called back. Or we don't see an amazing double play, they celebrate and then those two, like, the player gets ejected for celebrating. We don't do that in baseball. We don't see it in basketball.
Yeah, and they show it all the time after a dunk.
And yeah, they celebrate over the dunk. We don't see it in hockey.
Yeah.
We only see it in football where, amazing play happens, potential game tying touchdown, then set up the game go ahead extra point possibly. And no, you go, hey, I'm taking off my helmet. And Zebra's like, no, you can't do that. That's no fun. No. Bush.
Terrible job by the ref. So
in the words of Daniel Bryan, fickle.
Yeah. And no.
Come on, Roger Goodell. Let the boys have fun.
Raj, you got named in a lawsuit today. I hope you were paying attention to it.
Yeah, well, best of luck, kid.
So anyway, in that game, PJ Walker, 19 of 36, 317 yards, a touchdown and interception. Dante Foreman, 26 carries, 118 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the Panthers. DJ Moore, 6 catches, 152 yards, and a touchdown. For the Falcons, Marcus Mariota, 20 of 28, 253 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kyle Pitts, 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. So these are two teams. I don't want to say they're similar, but they're kind of similar in the sense of we don't know what either one really is, even though the Falcons are at 4-5. The Panthers are still alive despite being 2-7. Right? 2-7? 2-7.
Yeah.
The Panthers are 2 games out in the division because the Bucks and the Falcons are 4-5. It's the NFC South is a mess.
You know what? The NFC South just became the NFC Southeast, or however we used to do the NFC East.
The NFC East used to be the NFC least. The NFC South is I don't know what it is. It's just bad.
There's got to be a word. It's the NFC.
You know what? Because it's the South, it's a tropical storm.
Tropical storm.
Storm.
The NFC ST.
Yeah. Oh, brutal. And this week, the Bucks are playing the Seahawks in Germany, and the Saints are playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what the other 2 teams do. But I look at Atlanta and I go, they shouldn't be this good. And I look at Carolina and I go, they shouldn't be this bad. And I would think the scripts are flipped and Carolina's 4-5, Atlanta's 2-7. Nope.
Somewhere in the great beyond, someone just hit, I think, randomize on NFL teams this year to say, you know what, we're gonna play reverse, and these teams are going to be good, these teams are going to be bad, and we're just going to throw everyone off. We're seeing that right now because look, Green Bay Bucks are terrible. Miraculously, the Jets and Giants are good again.
Yeah, you could throw a few teams into this mix that are
Seattle with Geno Smith.
Seattle, who saw that coming?
Who would have thought Geno Smith has a resurgence of a career and might find himself in an MVP conversation?
I don't know if he's in the MVP conversation. I think he's maybe the comeback player of the year conversation. But Pete Carroll for sure is in coach of the year consideration.
Definitely Pete Carroll should be considered coach of the year. Brian Dable should be thrown in there.
Saleh, Mike McDaniel.
And hey, you know what? If magic happens, we can throw Jeff Saturday in there.
I'm not doing that. Sorry.
I'm
sorry. I have nothing
Jeff Saturday.
Respect for Jeff Saturday, even though he's going to coach on Sundays, and I hope he knows that. But
go ahead. I'll let you go.
I'm not into this.
I'm
intrigued by it, but I'm not into this.
Whoever had Jeff Saturday on their bingo card, congrats to you. And hey,
my hope was Jeff Saturday becomes the offensive line coach when Peyton Manning becomes the head coach.
I would love for there just to be a video somewhere of Saturday calling that calls Peyton Manning, says, "Hey, I am calling plays now," and just hangs up on him.
Oh, it's interesting, and they play the Raiders, and I can't believe we're going to say that. I picked the Colts to win that game.
I think the Colts are going to play spoiler on Sunday. They're going to spoil the Vegas party again.
I don't know what party Vegas is throwing, but Back to our game. We got the Panthers. We got the Falcons tonight in Carolina. There's supposed to be some rain there, I believe. So weather could be a factor.
Well, yeah, because they have the tropical storm. I think it's Tropical Storm Nicole coming up the coast.
Yeah, it hit Florida, I believe, last night. So hope everyone in Florida's safe. But I'm at the point now. I know what the elements are a thing, and everyone's got to play through them. I'm at the point, just every new stadium you build, give a retractable roof.
See, I'm in disagreement there. Because you're not going to do that in Buffalo, and you're not going to do that in Green Bay. You're two of the most.
Listen, I don't think Green Bay's ever getting a new field because of Lambeau.
They're going to keep Lambeau. Buffalo's getting a new stadium, but they're not putting a roof on it.
But by the way, at least do it for baseball. That way, there's no rainouts.
And Aaron Boone's not complaining somewhere.
Not complaining about the roof. Good. Yeah. Aaron Boone's still yelling about roofs. So. Falcons, Panthers tonight. Let me ask you this, because we kind of hit on this for a minute. What do you think the Panthers do at quarterback next year? Has Baker shown enough? Are you a believer in Sam Darnold?
We haven't seen Sam Darnold go this year yet, and who knows if he'll get a chance this year to prove himself. But I would still be on the Baker train because, Baker, yes, he has a bad game, but then he finds a way to, bring hope to this Carolina team. Like this past Sunday, he came in 2 touchdowns. He comes in 2 touchdowns. Like it shows hope. I'm not saying maybe Baker's just not the right fit in Carolina. I think it's more of there's still hope for Baker Mayfield somewhere in this league. And he's not backing up.
See, I would be willing to bring Baker back over Darnold, but I'd have to bring someone in to compete with him. I can't just hand Baker the job. So if he's able to withstand the competition from someone who, let's be realistic here, someone who could actually take the job from him and not just someone you could say, oh, he's competing with this guy, but we all know Baker's getting the job. If they could do that, then I'm okay with Baker, potentially being the starter. Outside of that, I don't know. But, so that's a question. I think Mariota's under contract with Atlanta through next year. They did draft Desmond Ridder this year in the 3rd or 4th round out of Cincinnati, so eventually maybe. But, I'm intrigued by both teams, not just going forward, but into the offseason, because I'll be blunt here. If the Bucs don't win this division, I don't know what happens. Because the winner of this division gets a home playoff game.
That's the sad part,
right?
It's just like the NFC East the past couple of years. One of these teams gets a home game for the playoffs.
The Seahawks in 2010,
7-9
hosted the Saints in the Marshawn Lynch run.
It just amazes you. Like maybe we just go to an all conference ranking, not ranking, but standings where, I think it's almost like it's not like in basketball where, they get rid of the 8. 1 through 8. It's no, there's no more Atlantic, Central, or Pacific, whatever how the divisions line up in the NBA. But maybe the NFL just goes that route, because then that way, we don't, it's no offense to any of the teams, but we don't get a team with a losing record that makes the playoffs unless, everyone really plays bad football. And then it's granted, I guess, the 7-9 team make it, but to have, I forget what division was a few years ago, but you had 3 teams over 500 that all had 10 plus wins, and then you have the other two divisions where, hey, one team won 11 games, the other team won 10, or 13 or 12 for lack of a better term, then they make the playoffs. It's like you're screwing over other teams that missed the playoffs because, they had double-digit win season, but they didn't have so many wins over 10 where they get screwed over. So it's like there has to, maybe the realignment of divisions, maybe realign the divisions.
And this is stuff for people who get paid way more than us.
Yes, we're just we're just two guys that
we're just two guys having fun,
trying to have fun. We get silly. We're like it's in the motto, Sports Insanity Network. We go insane for you.
Yeah. All right. So last part on tonight's game, X factors. Well, I think the weather's a major X factor, but Cordell Patterson, who just came back from the Falcons, I think plays a huge role in this game if the Falcons are to have success. And I think for the Panthers, I look at the defense. If they can make some plays against the Falcon run game and dare Marcus Mariota to beat you through the air, that's how you're going to win this game. So that I think those are the two elements. Patterson for the Falcons, if the Panthers could force Mariota to throw the ball and beat them.
I'll go Mariota for the Falcons. I think if Mariota can find a way to, break down the Panthers defense and, execute plays when needed, getting the ball downfield and making sure it hits your receiver's hands, I think Mariota can just run up the score against the Panthers defense because I think the Panthers defense isn't that good.
Yeah.
Because, if you find a way to break free from the Panthers, because, Panthers are 2-7 right now, it shows that there's flaws that need to be worked on in the Panthers defense.
That is true. All right. Pat, who you like? Panthers, Falcons?
Well, my X factor for the Panthers, I'll go PJ Walker. If PJ Walker can find a way to get hot. On the flip side, tried to execute plays as well. I'm going to go with both quarterbacks tonight. They both can find a way to get the ball downfield and make sure a catch happens. I could say a high-scoring game tonight. We can have ourselves an exciting football game. But then again, we're talking the Thursday night football curse where we've only probably had 2 good football games this year.
And Colts Broncos is included in that.
Yes. But I'm going Colts Browns. Can't wait. It's in the past.
As Rafiki says, you can't live in the past.
You can't live in the past. We must live in the present. I'm going to go with the Falcons tonight. Falcons, I think, should easily win this football game. Panthers are just not a good football team. If we see PJ Walker to struggle again, I could see them not going to Baker, and we can see a little bit of Sam Darnold tonight.
Well, Baker's backing up. I don't know if Darnold's going to be dressed.
Well, he is active. If Darnold is dressed, maybe we get a little bit of Sam Darnold. Maybe.
Yeah, not, I'm going to go the Falcons too. I wanted to believe in Carolina. I went out on a limb a couple of weeks ago, thought they would win that game in Atlanta. I was right until the referees, as usual, screwed me. But I like the Falcons. I think it'll be close. It'll be nasty. And because I have him in fantasy, young Waiku's going to have himself a game. So enjoy the game tonight, everyone. We'll come back at you Sunday morning, 10 a.m. with Sunday Sideline Report on the SIN YouTube page. Check out the podcasts, Anchor, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
Sports Sandy Podcast. Yep, Sports and Sandy Podcast, Face Turn Podcast, Breakaway Bandits Podcast.
Related pods.
Yep. Just search them.
Just search them. You'll find them. Go to the website, www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com for blogs, vlogs, planes, trains, and automobiles. Meet some of the crew because you don't want to meet all the crew. We get it. We understand. And for Lawrence Patchman, I'm Mike Rifkin. Thank you for tuning in to Thursday Night Gridiron ahead of the Falcons and the Panthers. Have a good night. We'll see you Sunday morning. Namaste.
Namaste. In the words of Danny Boy, peace, love, fried chicken. Say that to your mama.